In a world where thrones are inherited, but loyalty is earned, there exists a love story that quietly challenges centuries of royal silence. A story that began without crowns, without ceremonies, without the weight of a kingdom. A story that begins simply, gently, and beautifully with two hearts recognizing each other before the world even noticed. This is the untold journey of King Abdullah II of Jordan and Queen Rania, a story that did not rise from tradition, but from connection, not from royal expectation, but from the quiet certainty of the heart. Our story begins in 1992, in the warm, ancient soul of Amman, city, where the wind still carries whispers of civilizations long gone. Streets alive with markets, voices, incense, and the golden light of a Middle Eastern afternoon. It is here, in this vibrant heartbeat of Jordan, that fate decides to intervene. Prince Abdullah, then a young military helicopter pilot, is invited to a simple dinner gathering arranged by his sister. At this time, he is not a king, not yet a future ruler. He is a man shaped by discipline, duty, and an upbringing defined by responsibility. His life has been structured, predictable, even rigid at times. The kind of path carved by lineage rather than choice. But that evening, destiny bends. Among the guests stands a young woman, elegant yet effortless, confident yet warm, graceful without trying. Rania El Yassin, a marketing professional born in Kuwait to Palestinian parents. She is modern, intelligent, quick-witted, and carrying a calm glow that seems to pull the room toward her. When Abdullah sees her, the noise around him dims. It is not attraction, not fascination, it is recognition, as if something silent inside him whispers, "There you are." And for Rania, there is something different about him, something grounded, human, steady. Not the prince on magazine covers, not the public figure, but a man who listens, truly listens. What begins that night is not a dramatic spark, it is a quiet, gentle alignment of two souls who feel strangely familiar to each other. Their first conversation is soft, real, and surprisingly natural. No royal formalities, no exaggerated politeness, just two people speaking as if the world around them has briefly stepped aside. He asks about her dreams, her past, her ambitions. She answers with the ease of someone who knows her worth, but carries it with humility, and the connection between them begins to weave itself thread by delicate thread. Soon, the prince starts finding reasons to see her again. Drives around Amman, simple walks, unplanned meetups that slowly turn into meaningful rituals. For the first time in a long time, Abdullah feels something rare, peace, and Rania feels something equally powerful, trust. There is no rush between them, no chaos of early romance. Just a steady, growing companionship, a sense of belonging. Abdullah admires her intelligence, her compassion, her sense of justice. Rania admires his humility, his humor, and his ability to carry pressure with grace. Slowly and knowingly, their hearts begin shaping a future neither of them had expected. After only 6 months, the prince realizes he no longer wants to imagine life without her. His proposal is simple. No royal spectacle, no grand stage. Just a man asking the woman he loves to walk beside him through whatever destiny brings. Rania says yes, not to a prince, but to Abdullah, the man who made her feel safe and seen. Their wedding, in June 1993, becomes a celebration across Jordan. Streets fill with music, flags, and joy. But what captures hearts worldwide is the authenticity of the couple, Abdullah's quiet pride, and Rania's radiant, grounded grace. She becomes not just the new princess of Jordan, she becomes a symbol of hope, modernity, and compassion for the entire Arab world. But love stories inside palaces are rarely simple. Just 6 years later, Jordan faces a moment of profound loss. King Hussein passes away. The nation mourns, and Abdullah, unexpectedly, becomes king. The crown lands heavily on his shoulders, a weight he never believed would be his. Political pressure intensifies, regional instability grows, and expectations rise like relentless tides. Yet in the middle of all storms, Rania stands by him, not behind, beside. When Abdullah becomes king, Rania becomes more than a queen. She becomes his anchor, the steady pulse in moments of crisis, the quiet reassurance when leadership feels lonely, the calm voice that reminds him of purpose when the world demands too much. Together, they raise 4 children: Hussein, Ayman, Salma, and Hashim, with a mix of royal duty and very human tenderness. Inside the palace walls, they laugh, cook, tease each other, share stories, and try to give their children the childhood that heavy titles often steal away. Around the world, their bond becomes something rare. A royal couple loved not for spectacle, but for sincerity. Rania's global presence grows as she champions education, humanitarian causes, women's empowerment, and refugee rights. She stands on global stages, elegant yet fearless. Abdullah leads with firmness, dignity, and diplomacy, becoming a stabilizing force in a turbulent region. But no matter the global spotlight, they always return to each other with the same soft glances, the same private humor, the same gentle devotion that began long before the crown. Like all public lives, theirs is not free from challenges. Rumors rise, criticism appears, political obstacles loom. The pressure of ruling a nation does not spare anyone, not even kings. But what makes Abdullah and Rania extraordinary is not perfection. It is unity. Storms come, expectations crush, world politics intrude, and through all of it, they remain one. Their love does not fade. It deepens. It bends but does not break. It stumbles but never dissolves. It becomes a shield protecting their family, their kingdom, and their shared purpose. Today, decades after their first meeting, their story continues to inspire millions around the world. A story rooted not in fairy tale fantasy, but in partnership, respect, humanity, balance, and a kind of loyalty that feels sacred. People often ask, how did a young marketing professional become one of the world's most admired queens? How did a prince, who never expected the throne, become a beloved king? The answer lies in something beautifully simple. A king saw her heart before he saw her crown, and she loved the man before she loved the kingdom. Their love did not come from destiny. It came from choice. A choice made every single day. A choice to be partners, to be equals, to be each other's strength. Their story is not carved in gold, but in loyalty. Not in legacy, but in love. And that is why the world still watches them, not just as rulers, but as 2 souls who found home in each other, and built a kingdom on the foundation of a love that began long before the throne ever called their names.